Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week of Galit's Women Empowering Women. I am Galit Ventura Rosen, a professional speaker and business performance expert. As many of you know, one of my favorite things in the world is interviewing entrepreneurs, of course, women from all over the world. And today I have somebody just next door joining me, Cindy J from California. We're actually just right next door to each other almost. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
So I'm looking forward to our topic today. Visibility for me is a huge, huge part of who I am, what I teach, and what I live. So I'm excited to talk about these mistakes that a lot of people make. I think it's going to give everyone so much value. But before we do that, let's go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about you. So Cindy J is a uniquely gifted at guiding entrepreneurs to thrive as they go up the ladder from being the best kept secret to trusted and in-demand online authority. She has been featured on Huffington Post Live, Women's Speakers Association TV, eHarmony, Prevention Magazine, AOL, MSN, Fox, and a guest on numerous online summits. Her mission is to guide entrepreneurs to have the confidence and the know-how so they can stand out from the masses. That's kind of important.
Yes.
Especially in our industry, right?
Correct. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how you got to this journey. I mean, how this journey got you here.
I became a coach back in 2009, and I was a divorce coach at the beginning. But because I live in a very remote area in California, I thought I needed to really be visible online in order to grow my divorce business. And after a couple of years, what I found happening every time I would go to conferences, a lot of my colleagues would say, God, I've seen you everywhere. How'd you get on Huffington Post Live? How'd you get on, eHarmony? How'd you get here? And so I started working with a lot of my colleagues, showing them how I was doing. So it was sort of a natural transition going from the divorce coach into being the visibility whiz.
I love that. One of my favorite things in my journey, and a lot of the ladies that I interview, Cindy, is that sometimes it almost falls into our lap. It's being asked. It's a problem that needs to be solved. And as a lot of people that are watching that are entrepreneurs or strive to be, honestly, listen to what Cindy J just said. I mean, that's a really big piece of it. She's like, oh, I'm doing divorce coaching. Then all of a sudden people are asking me why I'm everywhere. Wait, let me show them how.
Right.
It makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, it's actually, I was a divorce coach for a lot of years, like 8 or 9 years before I transitioned over. So
yes, we have a lot in common. We'll have to chat when we're done. My background, believe it or not, was master's degree in therapy. And then I saw couples that were thinking about getting divorced. It's such an interesting experience to go through, right?
Very, exactly. I worked in social services for 20 years, and I worked a lot with women and domestic violence, and it's all very similar.
But it's interesting to me because even with those backgrounds, it actually benefits us in the things that we do today. So I'm sure all of that experience that you got, and then you were everywhere, because Cindy J lives in a small town in California that has 24,000 people. And you sat there and recognized, wait, for me to attract my ideal client, I have to focus a little bit out of where I live because I'm not going to be able to find it just here. And it just makes so much sense that you ended up opening up the visibility piece for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to talk about our topic a little bit today. You've most definitely been visible. You've been on a lot of different podcasts, shows, summits. So of course you're not just teaching it, you're living it.
Right. That's so important, I think. And a lot of it is just the confidence, and a lot, especially women, tend to struggle with the confidence issue more than men. And some of the mistakes that I think women make whenever they're trying to get visibility is simply they're either trying to be like somebody else or they're trying not to be like somebody else.
Okay.
Because a lot of my clients have said, oh, well, I learned by A, B, and C mentor, but I can't do this because A did that, and I can't do this because B did it, and I don't want to be a copycat. And a lot of that sort of a confidence issue that you don't realize that everything that you learn from A, B, and C is your own unique perspective. You're never going to, I'm never going to be Galit. Never, ever, ever. I could
Why would you want to be? You rock a Cindy J, right? That's
right. I can take every single strategy that you use, and it's not going to work for me because it's not my unique perspective.
And I love that example. That's a perfect example before we jump into this amazing topic of value we're giving today. Because Cindy J trying to be me and me trying to be Cindy J is just not going to work. It's like not authentic. First of all, we're probably going to get a bit confused when we try to be each other. So you're saying, it's so interesting because since I was a young girl, I got to see a father grow into an American dream coming from another country and building his own. But what he said to me from such a young age was, don't reinvent the wheel, just make your own. And that's really what you're saying. So I'm not going to go out and reinvent a new wheel when the wheel works really, really well.
Exactly.
Instead, I'm going to maybe bling it out, or I'm going to add some pizzazz to it. And then Cindy J might do something else to it.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yes.
That is a great lead-in into our topic. So we're going to give you guys today top mistakes you are making with your visibility that's costing you time, energy, and money. And those are really important things, time, energy, and money, because we're all as entrepreneurs already going, oh my gosh, don't have enough time. Energy is important, so we have the energy to keep at it. And money, saving money is always, always a great idea, especially if it's money. So jump right in and give us some of those great insider secrets.
Well, part of it is, we'll go with the time and the money. A lot of times it's intertwined. Either a lot of people, they are trying to learn all of these algorithms from Google or Facebook or wherever. I've had people actually tell me, wow, I could do great if I could only crack Google's algorithm or crack Facebook's algorithm. And I'm like, give up. I mean, the one thing that every search engine, be it a social media channel, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or the regular search engine, Google, the one thing they all have in common is they want to provide good value to their customers.
Okay.
So if you as a entrepreneur provide good value to your customers, you're on the same page as Google and Facebook. Last year, Google changed its algorithm over 600 times. That's like twice a day, right? I mean, who can keep up with that? That in itself is a full-time job. People also waste time they'll write a post, and again, it's with the SEO, and so they will write a post and they will try to, it gets on, maybe you're lucky and it gets on the top page of Google, and then it drops to the second page. So now you're rewriting this first post trying to get it back. And you have to follow some of the SEO rules. You have to have a basic knowledge. If you have a WordPress site, I always recommend Yoast SEO, because if you just get all little green lights from Yoast SEO, you're good to go. You write it, you forget about it. Some of your articles will get to number one, some of them won't. And even with time, I have seen people spend so much money on these SEO experts that get them number one on Google for a keyword that nobody even searches for. So that's just wasting your time and money. That's really huge. Trying to figure out the algorithms or trying to be on the top. To be visible, you want to utilize your time wisely. If you want to be ranked on the top page of Google, let's say for divorce, then what you would do is you would look up, just Google divorce, add something else in there, like I coach divorced women. So if you Googled in there, divorced woman, a lot of divorced women always call their exes narcissists or sociopaths. So even if you type in my ex is a sociopath or my ex is a narcissist, then you figure out who is already in the top 5 or even the top page of Google. Then you see if they accept guest posts. If they accept guest posts, you follow their guidelines, you submit a post. Your percentage just went up like 99% to get ranked in the top page of Google. It doesn't have to be your website. To be on the top, you want to be seen, and it doesn't necessarily need to be your website. And also this increases your, with Google, whatever links to your site, whenever these reputable websites are linking to your website, then that's automatically going to increase your SEO. So that's a lot with the time and money. Another one that wastes your time and your money and your energy is putting all of your eggs in one basket.
Okay.
A lot of people, it just surprises me. I don't need a website. I don't need nothing else. I'm going to build my entire business on Facebook.
Oh no, I've heard horror stories.
Yes.
Have you heard the horror stories? Shutting people down, Cindy J. I heard one last year. A woman had 1 million followers. Mm-hmm. And you know, it took her over a month to get her page back, and she had all her eggs in one basket.
Yes, exactly. I love it. You know, you shared that because it's not good. You want to develop what I call multiple streams of visibility.
Absolutely.
Because then you really are everywhere. And when you don't need to keep reinventing the wheel, as you said your father taught you, but whenever I have a program that I teach how you can take a 500-word article and create over 50 pieces of social media content for it.
Fabulous.
So 50 pieces of social media content is going to last you for a while. You know, if you did one article a week and created this content, you have more than enough content to last you forever. And but people are constantly trying to think of new content, and they're not leveraging their message. You know, they don't have a clear, congruent message across all
That's working smart.
Yes.
I love that. That's brilliant, because you're absolutely right. We keep trying to make the next new thing because that's what people look for. But you teach a way where you take one article and leverage it. So now it's on 50 different places or 50 different ways of using it.
Right. Because different people are going to receive things differently. Some people are going to go crazy over all the questions you ask. And other people are going to like all of the statements you make. Right. So you can create a statement and a question for the same article that you're then going back to your website. And going off I think it costs you clients whenever you don't have your own website. And you don't need this big, giant, beautiful website, but you do need your basic 5-page website that is yours, that you own, that you're hosting. So you can have I'm Cindy J at cindyjholbrook.com. So this way, people automatically know I have a website, and it gives people the impression that you're really a business person, other than saying, hey, cindyj@gmail.com, and that's not my email.
And I think of it as
don't email them.
Yeah, I think of that as the business card of today. Mm-hmm. Even if you are or not driving traffic to your website, and some people do and some people don't, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But there's something about that where people like to know that you're legit. They want to see things going on your website. They want to see what you've done. And even if you're on social media or whatever outlets that you're using, you want to make sure you've got that professional piece. One of the first things I do when I get involved in working with a company, and one of the businesses I run, is first thing I do is look for a website.
Right.
Because it's not expensive and it doesn't take a long time to have one. So if you can't invest in that, that concerns me.
Yeah. And also, exactly. And also, you want your own, you can go and you can get a free Weebly account. You can get a free WordPress account, but that shows again that, hey, I can't even afford less than $200 a year to have my own website.
Yes. That's a great tip. Is there any other tips, Cindy, before we go into how people can get a hold of you?
No, I think, again, that's just, one more thing I do want to say, because this is really, it's costing you clients, I think, and it goes directly with visibility. Right. Some people, they don't want to be seen, so much so that instead of showing their face on their, in any profile that you have, you want a good headshot of yourself. you have to be willing and you have to be confident enough to show this. Because if you have like, little positive quotes or little rocks or the ocean or your grandson, people are going to say, why don't they want to be seen? And in today's age, with today's technology, people really want to know that you're a real person. So
Yes.
you really want
You
to
know,
put
one of the first things, one of the first things that I do when somebody friend requests me is, some people don't even have a profile picture, which is just crazy to me. But one of the first things I do to see if they're real, because there's just so much fake today, and not just on Facebook, on LinkedIn too, I'm seeing it all across, is I go in, I see if they have a picture, and then I scroll down to see what their posts are, and do I want this person across my feed? So you are what you put forth in social media, and there's nothing wrong with putting a picture of your grandson and stuff like that. That's not what we're talking about, but their initial image of you, initial thing that they're looking at is you. Then go on your page, put your cover photo, put whatever. But if you're working through a business through social media, it's supposed to be a little bit businessy.
And even, a lot of people are going to go to Facebook to check you out, even if they don't have Facebook or if, they see you, like if somebody sees me on YouTube, they're going to go check out, and what are they going to find first on Facebook? My Facebook personal profile. So yeah, I have my grandson in my cover photo and stuff. I've got pictures in there, but my main profile picture is always me.
Yes. Yeah. That's how they know it's really you. But I also believe that today with technology, people connect just as well through pictures and video as they do in person. I meet so many people like Cindy J that I may or may not meet in person. You're not so far, so you might hop over to Vegas and I'll meet you. But there are people I will never meet in person just because the world is so big. But seeing their picture or seeing their videos allows me to feel connected to them. We are still humans. We still get connected through those type of visual things. So what you're saying is such a simple thing, but makes so much sense.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
And a lot of people, they don't at first. They just don't realize the impact that it has. It's all these silent messages that you're putting out there that are really, it's killing your energy and it's killing your time and it's killing your money because you're not attracting your ideal clients.
Yes. And all of those pieces add up. They really do. Well, why don't you tell everybody before we go how they can get a hold of you or what you offer your clients so they know how they can learn more from you about being visible and some of these hacks you're teaching us.
Yes, thank you. Two ways. You can hop over to my website, Cindy J. Holbrook, HOLBROOK.com. And while you're there, you may want to download your free copy of 5 Secrets to Online Visibility. And part of that, I'm talking about how to get outrageous confidence, because you really have to develop this sense of confidence before you can be visible.
Right.
And then also, if you want to, I have a Facebook group, Get Seen, Get Known, Get Clients. And so you're welcome to sign up and join my Facebook group.
I love that name. I love when things are just clear. Very, very clear. Well, thank you so much for joining today. And thank you so much for all of these wonderful tips. I think they're so valuable as somebody that recognizes with my own clients and with myself that visibility really is the piece. I always say, Cindy J, that it's great to have a gift or a talent, but if you don't share it with the world, is it really a gift or a talent?
Right.
So how can you share it if you're not visible? And that's really what you're talking about. And what I love most about our conversation today is the logical pieces to it, because it's great to be wanting to share your story and wanting to share your expertise. But if you don't know how,
exactly,
it's not going to work. You're going to spin your wheels and get nowhere, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody. Thank you, Cindy.
It's been a pleasure being here. And I want to say big hugs to everybody.
I love
and thank you for tuning in.
And thank you so much for watching another week of Women Empowering Women. I am Galit Ventura Rosen, your host, and I will see you next time. All right, guys, hold on just a second because there's an issue with Let me see. I told Cindy when we got started, I was having a problem with, let me change it and see.
Oh, well, if while she's going off.
Go ahead.
And if we get cut off, you'll just have to go to Get Seen, Get Known, Get Clients and I'll finish what I'm saying. But when you are, God, I forgot what I was going to say. It just went.
That's okay, Cindy J.
Oh, a lot of people say, I'm afraid, I'm not afraid to be visible. I just don't know where to start. And if you start asking yourself questions, it typically goes down to, I'm afraid of making a mistake. Therefore, I'm not going to do anything.
Oh, I love that. That's a great way to end. Thank you so much for throwing that in while I found where the Get Stop Live Stream button was hiding, and it was hiding below. So I had to change our view for just a moment. But thank you again, everybody, for watching, and you have a fabulous day.